Hello, everyone. Okay, video 3. Thank you so much, Ms. Bukic, for getting this far today. So, all right, I want you guys just to take a look. The last part of our lesson, okay, is going to lead us toward a jam board, and we're going to be really thinking about the progress of women and the progress of Indigenous peoples, okay, and judging whether or not we're seeing progress or decline. Okay, at the very, very beginning of the lesson, I asked you which group of people you think we're going to see more progress or the most progress in the 1920s between women and Indigenous people. So we're really taking a look at that and using this as our base for comparison. Um, I also want you thinking about the comparison of, yes, the decade of the 1920s. Obviously, women and Indigenous peoples, are they seeing progress and decline in comparison to the war years prior, but also compared to what we know today, right? Compared to what we know to be truth today. So be thinking about what you know and the knowledge that you already have of our current time period is going to be really crucial for you making these comparisons. Okay, so alongside unemployment, prohibition, and the economy, things were changing for other groups of Canadians. However, while we go through these next parts of the lesson, I want you to try and ask yourself, is this progress? Right? Your answer to the question may actually change multiple times, given as you get more information. Okay, so you might think, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's great. Okay, and that's okay. All right, so just keep that in mind. As you collect more evidence, your opinions might change, and that's really, really good if they are, because we really need to keep that in mind, that as we get new evidence and we find new truths, that are we're able to change our opinions on things. Okay, so you on your own in Pear Deck, you're going to be going through, you're going to be looking at these slides. Okay, I've got information about women from yesterday and then to today, thinking about, is this progress? Is there change here? What's happening? In regard to the roaring 20s, what women we're seeing in the home, what women we're seeing in the workforce. Okay. Um, and you're going to be asked periodically to put your icon where you think, progress or decline. If you're really undecided, put it in the middle. Okay. Then you're going to move on and look at women in politics and what was happening with them in the 1920s. So much cool stuff happening with them. You're going to love learning about Agnes McPhail. Okay. And also some legal language here and legal rights for women. Okay. And then there's a video in here as well for you to talk about the famous five, which, if you ever want to see statues of them, they are on display in Ottawa, Parliament Hill. Okay, check them out. All right. And then, of course, you're going to be asked some more questions in Pear Deck about progress or decline. Okay, so just be prepared for that. All right, then you're going to be talking about consumerism in the 1920s and using women in advertisements and all of these things. So you're going to see some different advertisements there, um, you know, comparing them to today. All right, so I want you just to think about that. All right, and then again, think about that question. Is this progress or is this decline? What is this? Okay. All right. And then you will also start looking at Indigenous peoples and, is this progress? For this section, I want you to read over my points here. Okay, then you're going to watch the video from Wab Canoe. You're going to love him. He's awesome, awesome, awesome. He's leader of the NDP party in Manitoba, but he used to work for CBC, and he's got quite the story. I want you to take some notes on the following on this video. Okay, if you guys get here today. So take some notes on this. I've just got 3 points down there. Okay. That's the most important thing that I want you listening for in this interview, just to give you an idea of, of the relationship between Indigenous peoples in Canada and our leadership. Okay. All right. After that, you can take a look at residential schools. I know we talked a lot about this on Orange Shirt Day, and I know we spent a lot of time here, but I do still think that this is really important, that we drive this home, especially because in the 1920s, this is when the Indian Act was actually amended to force Indigenous families to send their kids to residential schools. So this is when it happened in our history, even though it was legal before that. So I want you guys taking a look, and then at the end of that, if you do get to the jam board, read these instructions really, really carefully. Okay, and I will have instructions for Ms. Bukich as well. All right, and then there is a quiz after that if you get there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your day.